This is the eHealth Radio Network, your source for health advice on demand. And now your host, Eric Michaels.
Thanks for joining us once again here on the eHealth Radio Network. This is your host, Eric Michaels. Today we're speaking with Joanna Parker, the co-founder of Yumble, the only kids meal delivery service and a mom of three. And Joanna, thanks for joining us here today on eHealth Radio.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
You're more than welcome. Looking forward to hearing all the details on Yumble. Sounds exciting. So tell us, when did you found Yumble and how did you get your start? Let's start things off today with that.
Sure. So I founded Yumble about 6 years ago, and it was really born out of my own personal pain point. I have three kids who at the time were 2 years old, 4 years old, and 6 years old. And I was finding it extremely challenging to get a healthy, nutritious meal on the table that I felt good about, and that my children actually wanted to eat and enjoy. And so I put it out there on a Facebook mommy group to see if anybody wanted me to cook their children a week's worth of meals for dinner, and was immediately bombarded with yes, 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 yes. I hate cooking my kids' meals. It's impossible. I don't know who you are or what you're cooking, but we would love to try your service. And it really kind of spiraled out from there through word of mouth, and picked up a virality from that one post.
Well, you've got to love that. That is awesome, exciting as well. Tell us a little bit about your story. Take it further and why you founded Yumble and how your goal is to help kids eat healthy and help those busy parents out there to have those healthy meals available.
For sure. So, a few things are really important to me, but the real mission of Yumble is instilling within children a healthy relationship with food from a very young age. I grew up with a very unhealthy relationship with food. I struggled with an unhealthy eating disorder for many years when I was younger, and when I recovered, I decided to dedicate my life to making sure that children grew up surrounded by positivity with food, and that mealtime was something enjoyable and not stressful. And so while the convenience piece of Yumble is certainly an important part and making parents' lives easier in a time when, life is very challenging in a number of ways like it never has been before, the primary mission of Yumble is helping parents to instill within their children healthy eating habits that will last them a lifetime. And what I uncovered over the years on how to really effectively do that is to eliminate the tension at mealtime of what it is that parents are trying to serve their children and what it is that kids want to eat and do at mealtime. And so the real innovative piece of Yumble is that we are the first and only meal delivery service for children that empowers kids at mealtime to make their own choices, to voice their independent thoughts and opinions at mealtime, and therefore cultivate their own independent eating habits.
Well, that is one long home run with that response and with that vision. Congratulations, and we appreciate people like you that make it happen in the health space. Now, does this help establish a healthy relationship with kids at an early age? Talk to us about that as well.
Yeah, so it's pretty remarkable. Something we know about children is the more ownership that they have in things, the more likely they are to really engage and really feel a positive relationship towards it. If you think about, a piece of art that they might bring home from school, the pride because they created it and they have an ownership in it is remarkable. Whereas if they brought home something that they just learned about in school and they didn't really create, there's less of a pride and an excitement. Same thing goes with a tower that they might build at playtime. So mealtime really should be the same, where there's an ownership and there's a language that children can learn around what they do and don't like. And when the kids learn to relate to mealtime in the same way that they do to other parts of their days, it really cultivates this healthy relationship. The other piece that's super important is that mealtime generally becomes a really, really tense part of the day. Parents are from a really good place, eager for their children to eat nutritious foods, enough calories, get their protein quota for the day. And kids sense that stress. And so if we can eliminate that stress for parents, both parents and children come to mealtime a lot happier, a lot more relaxed. And that's just a much healthier, happier way for kids to relate to mealtime.
It sure is, and I'm sure you have really excited some of the listeners tuning in today. We're speaking with Joanna Parker. She is the co-founder of Yumble, the only kids meal delivery service here on eHealth Radio's family, children's health, and health news channels, a part of the eHealth Radio Network. So tell us, Joanna, how have you revamped the new Yumble to meet the needs of busy parents and kids recently? Get into some of the details on that.
Yeah, so we uncovered something new recently that I'm super excited about, which is this whole concept of empowering children is really coming to life through Yumble in a number of ways. First, we encourage parents to invite their kids to make the choices on the website. So kids immediately feel that ownership and that sense of involvement in the choices that they're making at mealtime. The other is once the meals arrive at home, we've made sure that every one of our meals is really designed for kids in a way that they can get excited about, whether it's something delicious from a kid's taste profile, or it's something that they can actually interact with and really play with. And I know some people don't believe in playing with your food, but we believe in allowing children to engage with their food in a playful way, and making it really a fun part of the day as opposed to a drag. So there's that piece of it. And then finally, we've created what we are calling a prize program. And what this does, it's pretty much like a star chart or an incentive program for children, which we know from so many psychological studies really are effective ways of parenting. This allows children to earn points every time they receive Yumble meals, and they can choose if they want to save their points and earn one of our grand prizes, or if they want to redeem their points for smaller prizes and toys and things like that. And what we have found through this is that it gives kids a really strong sense of ownership again. It gives them an internal validation that the choices they're making are paying off and they're feeling the rewards in more of an immediate way, which is what kids really do need. And so we've seen all these ways of our product being designed to really impact empowering kids at mealtime.
Now, from what I understand, this is the only kids meal delivery service for kids 4 to 12. Tell us how it works. There may be just a little of an overlap. And how do you reward kids? Get into that further.
Sure. So it's really familiar in terms of you're familiar with any of the meal subscription services. So once a week, parents and kids get to choose their meals. We have a variety of meal plan sizes depending on how many kids you have, how many times a week, how many meals per day you're looking to fulfill. And parents and kids get to fill their boxes. We have a menu of over 80 SKUs. So there's really something for everybody. And you can change your meals week to week. You can get multiples of one meal if you love them. We have breakfast, lunch, dinners, snacks, really everything for every meal occasion. And once a week, your box arrives with fresh meals. You keep them in your refrigerator. They last for the week. And then you order a new box and your fresh new meals come the following week. And then with each box that you get, depending on how many meals your child has ordered, they themselves earn points. And those points, as I said, can either be redeemed on a weekly basis for something small, or kids can start learning the concept of saving and banking. And they can save those points and redeem them later.
Well, you got to love it. You're covering a lot of bases. You're not only providing healthy meals for kids, making it fun, but you're teaching them as well. And it's really, really awesome. I got to tell you. Tell us, where can families sign up, and tell us about the meals, the breakfast to dinner, and how many to a box, that kind of thing.
Sure. So everything can be found on our website, which is yumblekids.com. Our meal plans vary from 6, 8, 12, and 16 meals per week. There's everything from what we like to call ready to heat and ready to eat meals. So our ready to heat line would include anything that we recommend warming in a microwave or an oven before eating. You might think of, something cheesy where it'll be a little more delicious if the cheese is melted. All of our meals are well balanced. They come with either fruits or veggies, whole grains, organic ingredients in every meal. We take the well-balanced piece really seriously because we know that, you can't have a win on every single meal with a child. Kids are fickle, but from an overall weekly menu, we want to make sure that your kids are getting everything that they need, from their vitamins to their protein and, healthy fats. And then you can change your meals each week, and you can change your plans as well. You can skip a week. You can change your address if you're away for the week. It's a super, super flexible subscription.
Well, it certainly sounds like it, and as creative as it gets, Really good stuff. Again, folks, to sign up and to take advantage of this, it's yumblekids.com. Joanna, all the best, and hopefully we can get you back on with an update in the future right here on eHealth Radio. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.
You too, and a great weekend. We've been speaking with Joanna Parker, co-founder of Yumble, the only kids meal delivery service. And once again, for all the details and to sign up, visit yumblekids.com. And again, this has been your host, Eric Michaels, and we do thank you for your continued support of the eHealth Radio Network. Join us again soon for another episode that will help further expand your knowledge on those things that are important to your health and wellness. For more eHealth Radio reports, we invite you to visit our main radio channel site at eHealthRadioNetwork.com. And as always, we do thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in to the eHealth Radio Network. For more information or to subscribe to this podcast, visit eHealthRadioNetwork.com.